M.Reck TV live, and this is Heavy Gems. Salute to the Rec Mob. Salute to SJ. I got my brother Talib in the building with me. Talib, how you doing, good brother?
Oh, I am magnanimously well. Just
Sir.
actually, I'm in a different state right now. It's a great state, and hopefully, I'll have an opportunity to share it with people. And yeah, feeling amazing actually.
That's a beautiful thing right there. Pound that like button, y'all. Y'all know the M.Reck room etiquette. Run those likes up. The like button is free. We appreciate y'all. Salute to the Rec Mob. So we got a lot of different topics we're going to touch on, breaking news. But before we go into that, Talib is going to take the floor. Now, Talib, do what you do, good brother.
Thank you. Hey, peace to the Rec Mob, peace to everyone out there. I hope you all are having a day that is in service to you. I wanted to start the day with the Silver Method. For those that have been practicing it, they probably already know, like, oh, yeah, that's great. What a wonderful way to start. But the reason I truly do want to start with it is because I've been applying it multiple times throughout my day and having some very wonderful transformative experiences. And one of those experiences that I'm currently finding myself capable of doing now is in entering into an alpha state in a much smaller gap. It's almost instantaneously now. I can do it in just a minute or two. And this is greatly due to the silver practice. And the more you do it, the more you practice it, the more you'll be able to enter into that alpha state. And for those that don't know or understand, the alpha state of mind is the state of mind in which you can consciously communicate with your subconscious mind. And the importance of that is your subconscious mind is the mind that's creating the world you're experiencing, that's producing the type of experiences and the individuals or the versions of the individuals that you are encountering, right? And there's a disconnect with us when it comes to our understanding that the things we're just using the main conscious beta level of our mind to do things weren't really designed for the intuitive level of the true problem solving. Because the truth is there are no problems, that everything in this world is designed for your experience. And when you can enter into a state where you can come to that realization in yourself, then what is able to happen is now you begin the mirror effect in your life. What you're experiencing in the world is a direct reflection, whatever turmoil, whatever confusion, is a direct reflection of the inner turmoil you're experiencing. So that's where I'd like to begin. I was going to start with the Silva method. And I also had the Jose Silva alpha frequency that he actually designed. He used on his children. Anyone who's went and researched Jose Silva would know that this man was very prominent in his field. He was a very well-known electrician and scientist, and he understood the power of frequency. And he used his children to experiment with them and had incredible progress with them. So I will begin, and I will have the Jose Silva frequency in the back. I ask that if you participate in this, if you are operating heavy machinery or driving a car or doing something that involves your full attention, to not participate right now, to play it back later and listen and do it then. But for those that are maybe home or relaxing, this is a great opportunity. You can just sit down and relax, just get comfortable, and just follow the instructions. And we're going to program your mind to where we're going to do the 3-2-1 method. And the 3-2-1 method is where you'll be able to use the numbers three times in a row and enter back into the state that you programmed it for. And we'll do that all the way to 1. And that'll give you a basic foundation that you can practice and use at any point or any time in your life. So if you just close your eyes, and we're going to begin with 3 deep breaths. And to take a deep breath in, going to hold 3 seconds and release. Blow out for 5. Deep breath in, hold, and release. Deep breath in, hold, and release. This time, when you're going to take a deep breath in, when you breathe in and go to breathe out, you're going to mentally visualize and repeat to yourself the number 3 times. Breathe in, and number 3, 3, 3. You are now at level 3 of the mind, a basic level for relaxation. To program your mind for this level of relaxation, we're going to go through a series of relaxing calls. So bring your awareness to the top of your head and relax your scalp. Relax the hair and the hair follicles. Relax your forehead. Relax your eyes, eye sockets, tissues, all relax. Relax your face. To assist with relaxation of the face, it helps to put a gentle smile. Relax your jaw. Relax your tongue. Relax your throat, outer and inner muscles, tissues, and cells. All relax. Relax your shoulders and arms and hands. Relax your chest, outward, skin and muscles, inward, tissues, cells, all relax. Lungs, heart. Relax your abdominal, outer, skin and muscles, all relax. Inner abdominal. Relax your stomach, your spleen, kidneys, liver, small and large intestines, gallbladder, all relax. Relax your thighs. Outer muscles and inward. Relax your knees. Relax your shins and calves. Relax your feet and toes. You are now at level 3, a basic level playing field of the mind that can be used for relaxation. Whenever you take a deep breath and repeat to yourself the number 3 times, you will enter back into this state. To enter into level 2 of the mind, take a deep breath and while exhaling, mentally visualize and repeat the number 2. Take a deep breath. You are now at level 2 of the mind. Level 2 of the mind is for mental relaxation and focus. At this level of the mind, outside noises will not distract you, but only bring greater focus to what you are aware of. To achieve this, mentally visualize holographic, bringing all kinetic and all sensory involved to beautiful serene locations. It may be a waterfall, secluded, surrounded by beautiful trees and rocks, and you can hear the water as it crashes down, flowing in harmony with all around it. You are now at level 2 of the mind. Whenever you desire to call on level 2, simply take a deep breath and as exhaling, mentally visualize and repeat to yourself the number 2 3 times. To enter level 1 of the mind, the basic playing field of the mind that can be used for a purpose, any purpose that you see fit. Take a deep breath and as exhaling, mentally visualize and repeat the number 1 3 times. You are now at level 1, basic playing field of the mind that can be used for a purpose, any purpose you see fit. Whenever you need to enter level 1, simply repeat to yourself the number 1 3 times as you exhale. Affirmations and statements for betterment every day in every way. I am better, better, and better. The difference between layman mentality and genius mentality is that a genius uses more of his mind in a special way. I am now learning to use more of my mind in a special way. We're going to build a laboratory in which you can put anyone in there that you like to assist you. In order to achieve this, I'm going to count from 10 to 1, which each descending number, you will go deeper and deeper into levels of your mind. When I reach 1, the elevator will open from the top and descend down, revealing a room of your making. When that door opens from the top to the bottom, you may put whatever and whomever you want in this room to assist you in life, in decisions, or maybe in creative endeavors. 10, 9, going deeper and deeper into the mind. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, going deeper and deeper. 3, when I snap my fingers, you will go 50 times deeper with the next number. 2, 1. Elevator doors opening from the top. From this time, I will stop speaking. When I speak again, you would have finished your laboratory. Now that you've established your laboratory, enter back onto the elevator. As you stand in the doorway, witness the door of the elevator rise from the bottom back to the top. Statements and affirmations for ESP. I am now attuning my mental faculties to all points of space on the planet, if to better serve humanity. I am now one with infinite intelligence and know all I should know on all subjects. When I count to 5, you will open your eyes feeling refreshed, invigorated, and inspired, feeling as if you've had a full, invigorating, wonderful, vitalizing sleep. 1, 2, 3. When I count to 5, you will open your eyes feeling refreshed, revitalized, as if you've had a wonderful, healthy amount of sleep with perfect vision, perfect hearing, and full access to mental capability. 4, 5, open your eyes and awake. Yep. And that was the silver.
Salute. Yes, sir.
And I think that was yeah. Woo. I hope everybody got something out of that. But if you use that now, you can use that method. You can easily go to your 3, 2, 1 and jump down into your mental laboratory, and whoever you might have put in there will be there, and ask them, work with them, and watch your intuitive knowingness start to give you more answers and give you more of the information that's needed in your current now moment.
Yes, sir. So, my brother, salute to the rec mall. Pound that like button. We about to get to these topics of the show. Let me pull it up first. You said which one you said you wanted to start with?
Oh yeah. Listen, only because we talked about this, we touched on this before, but the fungus that's
Yeah.
sweeping the nation. Remember, I told you that the next one won't be as the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
But this is what they're doing. I don't know how many people are aware of this, but this is what they're promoting right now.
All right, hold on 1 second. Let me
And I'll connect the predictive programming to it as well, because the things they put on the news to expose to you, they're always connected to the movies.
Mhm. All right, let me see. Bring it up on the screen. Share. I got it on the screen. Let me play the video. Let me see.
Good morning, including
Bring it up.
the CDC sounding off on what it's calling an urgent public health threat, a highly drug resistant fungus that's spreading at an alarming rate from just 4 states in 2016, as you see in the map there, to more than half of the United States in 2022. While scientists do not believe that the fungus is a threat to people who are otherwise healthy, it can be dangerous and potentially deadly to those who are medically fragile. NBC's senior medical correspondent, Dr. John Torres, is here. So first of all, Dr. John, where did this fungus come from, and how concerned should we all be?
And first and foremost, as far as how concerned, this is not the Last of Us type of apocalypse. This is not going to take over the globe and cause, Armageddon throughout the world, but it is something that definitely needs to be looked into because, like you mentioned, it has increased since 2016 many fold and has spread throughout the country. World Health Organization says this is a global threat as well. Problem is it's resistant to common antifungal drugs, and it seems to be getting more and more resistant. It's difficult to identify to begin with because it's inside the body, and the symptoms mimic a lot of other symptoms, and it's causing these outbreaks in healthcare facilities, particularly long-term care facilities. If somebody's on a ventilator, they have long-term IV lines in them. That's how it can get into the body. Their immune systems aren't that strong. As far as how concerned we should be overall, this is one of those things that seems to be spreading because we think of global warming. The fungus usually doesn't get in our bodies because it can't stand the warm temperatures, but they think fungi in general are adapting to warmer temperatures because of global warming. They're going to be able to get in our bodies more and more often.
Well, thank you for clarifying that this isn't a plot point from The Last of Us, because I don't think we can handle a zombie apocalypse on top of everything else right now. But if you have a loved one in your family who's immunocompromised and in some kind of nursing home facility or long-term care facility, how do you protect them?
So first and foremost, stay healthy yourself because your immune system is your biggest battle against this. It does not affect healthy people. In the long-term care facility, part of the problem is some of the things they did for COVID protocols work against the protocols they need for this type of infection. So talk to the care facility about the health protocols and make sure they're ramping up the health protocols they need now. And then wash your own hands, especially if you're going to go visit your loved one, because it can be transmitted that way. So you want to be very, very careful.
All right. Dr. Torres, thank you very much.
BK Muscle here. Everyone say cheese.
Peace.
Now, how's that for an article with your, as a clever one of the people from the M.Reck mob said, it's a misnomer. It should be planned programming. I like that. But like you listen, now you can't make that up. You know what I mean? That is you can't make it up. There's no. They literally are telling you, like, wait now, it's not The Last of Us.
Correct.
like they sort of try to get out ahead of the curve a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because how are you not going to, when this gets to the point that they're trying to push it, right? Which, as you see, this stuff if it's just in nursing homes, how is it all over the country?
Correct.
Right. And if it's just a fungal thing and it's not killing people, how is it something that is a global warning for? And if it's not in other countries, what are we talking about?
Mm-hmm. That's that fear mongering.
This is what their intention is. As I always say, nothing they're trying to do can work without your attention. Nothing they do has any real power. They don't really own this world. What they've done is they have given you a story in which you believe, where they are the powerful and you have no power. There's a difference. Well, that's just a story, because at any point you can rewrite that story and take that power away from them. Now, is the power going to be taken away from them by taking the destructive tools they gave you and running up to them and trying to do the very things you claim they're doing to you? Is that really going to take the power away from them? Or all you're going to do is just shift it into the hands of someone else? There's no solution going down that road. That's what they're wanting you to do. This is the evidence right here. You don't do a show. First of all, that game is old. They remade it 3 times. That show has been in production for 7 years. The zombie craze is over. It made no sense to release that game. or excuse me, to release that show, which was a game. Right? There was no reason for that, because one is from a production standpoint, right? The only audience they was really looking to capture were gamers, but we both know studios don't care about gamers when it comes to movies. They care about the common audience that's willing to throw their money at something that looks dazzling. That's the only people they care about. The people that, if you notice, if you are out there, you'll see there's a war on what they're calling pop culture. You have a lot of people who are, because remember that film and television is American history. Every one of these movies get put into an archive to be saved into American history. They won't let you put a show on television if it doesn't have what they call educational value, no matter how small or bizarre it may seem to be. So this is a setup, right? The next one, oh, you got it up. The next one is, where do you get a flesh-eating zombie drug from? Or does this correlate to the fact that all scientists are also saying that they discovered in the frozen ice of Antarctica, since all this has been going on with the glaciers supposedly melting, okay, since that's been occurring, things have been coming back to life. And supposedly, they found what they're calling this zombie parasite. Right? And now we're getting this flesh-eating zombie thing in the drugs, and it's popping up. It's in almost every state. Ain't nobody making fentanyl here in a lab at their home. A lot of it came from China. And mentioned in China, right now there's a 900% increase at the border of young, healthy, fit Chinese men being detained at the border. Right now, there's so many of them that they just left them in Texas and started letting them go because they can't hold them in any cells anymore. That's happening right now.
Know what I'm gonna do, good brother? I'm gonna play the clip,
Mm-hmm.
and then we go from there. Give me a second, all right?
These are producers' reaction growth kit.
Sedate animals is being mixed with fentanyl and sold on the street. It's considered so dangerous it rots people's skin. Trank on the street. It's considered a drug traditionally used to sedate animals is being mixed with fentanyl and sold on the street. It's considered so dangerous it rots people's skin. Trank dope is a mix of fentanyl and xylazine, that is. Overdoses of the drug spiking across the country year over year. In some cases, over 1,000%. Frank Rodriguez is a former addict and now a business owner in Philadelphia. He joins us now live. Frank, thanks again for being with us this morning.
Good morning, Ashley, and thank you for having me.
Of course. So tell us, what you've seen people who have taken this drug. What's it doing to them?
It's crazy what it's doing. It's producing these open sores that are it's eating their flesh, basically. It's finding the easiest way out, the path of least resistance, and that is coming straight out through the flesh and eating their skin. It's horrible.
Are they taking this in a pill form? Is it injected? Is it smoked? How are they doing this, and how are they getting a hold of it?
So right now in the streets of Philly, you can buy bags of fentanyl mixed with xylazine for as little as $3-4. It's given away free numerous times throughout the day, and most of the people are injecting it, that's what's causing the problem. It's actually a horse tranquilizer. It's used for treatment with animals, and it's absolutely horrible. I'm telling you, when you're in a group of 3 or 4 people, you can smell rotting flesh, and you know that at least one of them is suffering from these open sores, and it almost looks like, for lack of a better term, like the Walking Dead, the zombies that you see. That's what it's absolutely horrible.
Yeah, what I read said it's literally turning humans into zombies. And when you talk about it being a sedative, it's a sedative for cows and horses.
Exactly.
My question to you is, are the addicts the only ones taking this?
So that's the thing. This doesn't discriminate. It's getting to not only the addicts, but also innocent victims, people that are, there's no such thing as experimenting with drugs anymore because of the cost that comes with using. You're finding that a lot of people that are first-time user, not only injecting, but also, it comes in pill form also, that are having these side effects, as even as high as death, obviously.
Right. Now, it's also Narcan resistant, which, everything you've described is scary enough as it is, but the fact that it is resistant to Narcan, do you know why that is?
Yes. So everything that I know of it, it's sort of a synthetic opiate. So Narcan is treating one thing, and it's also in the class of benzodiazepine, which Narcan would have no effect. There's been plenty of times where I've Narcan people to try to bring them back, and it does absolutely nothing from them. And you would think, from the symptoms that they're having, you would think that they're experiencing an overdose to an opiate, and it does absolutely nothing to them.
And while you were talking, before I let you go, I just have to mention this. Overdose deaths in Pennsylvania from Trank in 2015 was 2%. Now in 2020, it jumped to 26%. So clearly this has been around for, at least 7 or 8 years. I'm sure it's before then, but this is when we really started seeing it. So who knows what those numbers look like now. It's unfortunate. And this is a nasty, nasty drug, what it does to people. Frank Rodriguez, thank you for being with us this morning, as always.
I thank you for having me.
Of course. You too.
What a world we're living in.
I know.
This is insane.
I know. It's
crazy. Pound that like button, y'all. Pound that like button. Talib is gonna build on this. My brother, could you shed some light on this?
Fentanyl's been around for a very, very long time. It's been spiked. That's what happened. It's been spiked. That's why they quickly paid off the opioid joint. They paid their people off because if any more scientific investigation or pharmaceutical investigation, and you already had independent scientists and pharmacists and toxicologists coming out saying that those things were spiked with chemicals that they knew would kill you. But the reason that it can't be treated by the narcom is, and that's why he was like, because I guess it's because of this. But then he gave a total different response to, that it doesn't make sense though, because it's a parasite. And now they have the ability to create synthetic parasites. You can call them nanites. They successfully accomplished this. Go look up the mRNA. And not just go look up it scientifically and see what it is. It's biohacking. Now they have a weapon that they're using that they can easily go ahead and, because if they could put it in the fentanyl and it does that, then they could put it in other things. And everything has increased. Everything from food poisoning is up, right? There's what you call red algae tides. The one in Florida right now is the size of the United States of America. And if anybody in here went down for spring break, I'm sure you probably felt it because you couldn't get in the water. And it's killing all the fish. So on the front of what the whole fentanyl, it's more of the pushing toward the collapse of society through remember, because they keep saying zombie without, if you're going from the movie definition, then no, they're not technically zombies, right? Because they haven't lost their minds and they don't have cravings to chew on human flesh. And that's what made a zombie a zombie.
And they're not dead.
Zombies are dead.
Yeah.
There's one part of their brain that is active. Okay. And it is the brain, part of the brain that is connected directly to the reptilian part of the brain. So the only thing active in a zombie is that he's starving. That's why and then when that's not going on and he's not focused on that through sound, which draws his attention, which is the most basic form from hunting in animals, then he's just sort of standing there aimlessly, not doing anything because there's no other part of his brain that's functioning. He's not coherent. So you keep associating the living to zombies. I hear people calling stupid people zombies. They're the Walking Dead. But none of that is zombies. And the term came from what them people was doing over there in Haiti. They had a powder. They made a movie about it. Hollywood always likes to make a movie. It was called The Serpent and the Rainbow. And they had this powder. I don't recall the name of it. You can look it up now because, they done went everywhere and discovered everything and told the secrets to all things now, basically. So it's out there to be known. But there was a particular kind of powder or some sort of plant and a way they would mix this stuff together. And they would like blow this in these people's face. And what it would do is it would leave them catatonic in such a state that their heart rate had slowed down to where it wasn't even noticeable that they had a heartbeat. So they was misdiagnosed as dead. Then they would take them, go get them from the grave and bury them up. And then blow the other stuff in there to act like a epinephrine in a way and wake them back up. And they were literally out of, because their brain was without oxygen for so long that when they brought them back, they were basically brain dead, right? But they weren't dead. They were still alive. Nobody just understood that, So they really want us to believe in zombies so much so that people just metaphorically associate it with so many other things that have nothing to do with it. But yeah, if you don't think zombies are real, then just go look at what the CDC said. They actually put out a guide that you and I can download to show you what to do in the possible outbreak of a zombie attack in America. Because they've been toying with this stuff for a long time. They have a lot of that. Remember, you're not around. When they tell you, remember back what happened during 9/11, remember the Pentagon was being audited. There was almost $100 billion missing. And they were all in black operations. Right? So between DARPA, well, I'll just say stick with DARPA for right now, but DARPA, which is one of the lead developers that they used, they've been doing a lot of black op operations for quite some time and creating all kind of weird diseases that they can inject in a person. Because diseases, everything they taught us about medicine and healing has been taught to us backwards and reverse, so that we will always look to them to guide us on how to take care of ourselves. But you possess a physical body and you possess with an energetic body. Some people call it your aura. Some people like to say that's your spirit. It doesn't matter what you call it. But if we want to just go for the facts right now, science, so no one can argue with you about this. Science has discovered there's an energetic body. There's some sort of energy field that is pretty much the shape of the human body that's existing with you. And that when this energy field is disrupted, that it has effect on the physical body. So they are fully aware of man's full capability, the fact that the body is all healing. And remember when in the early 1900s, when the Spanish flu was around, they tried to understand the Spanish flu further, so they said. And what did they do? They took bags of mucus that was filled with the Spanish flu and they put it on the faces of horses, making them, buck and breathe in so that they can get all of the Spanish flu inside of them. And they couldn't get them to catch it. They couldn't get them to catch it. They told us we catch viruses. They never told us that our body produces over 300,000 various viruses in order, which are single cell proteins designed for a specific task. So yes, they need us to think we can we zombies. They need us to think, listen, the people with the other thing, that the thing is everybody seems to have forgotten about and we sort of moved on from, that just happened not too long ago. I don't need to give it a name for everyone to understand. They gave that to people when they were sticking those things up people's noses and making them take the shot. Do you know more people have passed away in the last year than the entire thing that just occurred? Did you know, like, what do you call those mysterious deaths are up by almost 50%? Did you know that myocarditis is now common in teenagers?
Hold on, good brother. I'm gonna play the video real quick.
Welcome back to CBS Mornings and welcome to Florida, where some of the most popular beaches could be in for a 1-2 punch of trouble just as thousands of spring breakers visit the Sunshine State. An algae bloom known as a red tide, already killing fish along the Gulf Coast, is now causing a big old stink. Now a massive blob of seaweed. This is threat number 2. This is wider than the entire U.S. It's drifting across the Atlantic, and it could wash ashore in the coming weeks, creating an even bigger mess in Florida. Manuel Bojorquez has more from Florida.
It is as foul-smelling as it is unsightly. Sea life dead and washed ashore, essentially choked by an algae bloom known as red tide. They appear to be cleaned up at this beach in Naples on Florida's Gulf Coast. The smell that lingered didn't stop tourists like Melanie Coulter of Wisconsin.
When we were walking from our car here, I'm like, oh, what is that stench?
But on a bad day, red tide can have an impact on tourism, as businesses here are still recovering from Hurricane Ian last year. Logan Fitzgerald measures it by the number of beach chairs and umbrellas he rents a day.
Today there was a good amount of people out here, but Saturday wasn't too good. Like, not a lot of people are coming out to the beach.
Saturday should be a good day.
Yeah, it should be a good day, especially on spring break.
The ocean breeze carries the toxin released by the red tide algae ashore, where it can cause health problems for people, from scratchy throats to irritated eyes, all the way to difficulty breathing and asthma attacks. While it is a naturally occurring algae, this team from the water school at Florida Gulf Coast University is looking into whether pollution is making the blooms worse.
It's probably been the worst over the past 2 weeks.
Mike Parsons is a professor here.
We've had bad red tides in the past, but the big concern is now that our coastlines are more developed and there's a lot more people in Florida than there used to be, how are we affecting water quality and how is that affecting red tide?
And what do we think?
There is evidence that we are influencing red tide.
So pollution may be aggravating the problem.
It may be aggravating the problem. It definitely is not the cause of the problem, but it may be aggravating the problem.
Now, another problem looms on the horizon. A 5,000-mile-wide patchwork of seaweed clumps in the Atlantic, captured in satellite images, is making its way toward the Caribbean, Mexico, and Florida beaches. In the past, the buildup of sargassum has been so large and smelly, heavy machinery was brought in to clear it.
As that biomass degrades, it's going to release gases, things like hydrogen sulfide, which smell like rotten eggs, but it's harmful. And so you don't want to be breathing that in a lot.
Would you advise against going in the water?
If you go to a stretch of beach and you see dead fish and you start getting a scratchy nose or your eyes are watering, probably not the best idea to stay there.
The potential impact of the seaweed here is still weeks away. The hope is red tide will have subsided, and all these beachgoers will have to worry about is catching a wave. For CBS Mornings, Manuel Bojorquez, Naples, Florida.
I mean, I don't remember it being that bad when I was a kid in Florida, but I also think I've been to spring break before. I've seen it. I don't think those college kids are going to care necessarily. They got other things on their mind.
Peace, good brother.
Yeah, I'm here. So
you want to elaborate on it?
Now, you see what he said at the end, right? I don't remember it ever being like that.
Facts.
You see how they just downplay miles, and like they say, well, it stretches as wide as the United States of America. The whole thing, they're talking passively as they're showing you not a dead fish, but various species of dead fishes.
Correct.
Right? Because one is they're not telling you is that they keep saying on one hand that, well, you know, it's global warming. This is what's causing everything. It's climate change. It's causing the oceans to shift in Antarctica and all of this. Well, only those that are like all into the journalism of the discoveries that are happening will tell you that things from under the water are coming up. They are discovering entire cities under the water that haven't been seen for what they're saying is thousands of years. They're finding giant structures in mass underwater that weren't there before. Remember, they've been doing sonar and stuff on the water for quite some time in the same areas. But notice these shifts, the waters have been receding and then receding. So there's a shift that's happening that they're trying to guide and make sure it comes out in their effort. But there's a thing, there's nothing they're going to be able to stop or do with the shift of consciousness. It's just not going to happen. But they're going to try everything in their power. And this is why I always tell people, if you're going to want to know what to do, you need to go within. Go within, because even according to science, the world is not even outside. It's all within you. You're interpreting everything from the back of your head, according to science. But if you go into scripture, if you go into ancient theology, if you go into any of these great books of wisdom, They are telling you the same thing in some form of a metaphor. So the answer now is going with everything is coming to a head now. Now it's coming to a head. Now you have to make the real choice and the real decisions. Am I going to continue to give my energy to them? Because notice, I'm gonna tell you the truth about all of this stuff. It doesn't matter what topic we put up. I'm gonna tell you, it's still going to all be a distraction for something you're not happy about in your life. Just think about this. When you was on your peak, when you was feeling the greatest, when you were feeling amazing, what in the world was a problem to you? Nothing. This is how they keep each of our individual lives in suffering and turmoil. They use all of this stuff that's happening. You examine it, and then you equate it to why you can't have, don't have, or can't get what you want.
Pound that like button, y'all.
And I'm gonna tell you, because it's all illusion. The other thing is that the Pentagon just said that there's a mothership in our solar system. Well, here's the question. Have we agreed that they're aliens yet? To even call it a mothership is to agree that we all agree upon this concept that Hollywood gave us, that there's this giant ship that houses life from another world. Have we agreed on that? Because last I checked, people want it to be true, but they don't really believe that. So why would the Pentagon come out on Fox News and say this? We believe it's possible there's this mothership in our solar system. The great deception is here. It's happening now. If you step into your now moment, if you stop looking for what is to come, if you stop searching through what has happened, and you bring your awareness to right now, you'll see exactly what's happening already. Because it's begun. It's beyond begun. It's here. So get ready, because the next, there's three, we at level 3 already. Remember, the doomsday clock is 3 minutes from doomsday. This is their clock, not our clock. That's not a message to us. That's a message to them. They are scared. You need to understand that. If you're talking about aliens, the ones that are here are fugitives. They've been fugitives. They've been fugitives. You can call them reptilians. I don't care. You can call them the Greys. I don't care. You can call them the Ashtar, the Palladians, the Tall Whites, the Dracoid.
Peace, good brother. We're gonna have SJ call up, and she's gonna speak on the news, the current topic I got on the screen. She should be calling up right now. SJ, call the line, please. Oh, matter of fact, I should send her the link, right? Yeah, now she can call. It's all good. I think it. Matter of fact, I gotta let me pull the line up. Pound that like button, y'all. Be live on M.Reck TV. This is the Heavy Gym Show. We addressing everything that's on the landscape, plus breaking news. Matter of fact, let me reach out to SJ.
Yeah, I see what's up there. That's another thing. Remember I told you about the meat goo?
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Salute.
Salute, SJ. What's happening with you? You good?
Yes, I'm good. If you hear wind in the background, I apologize. I stepped out from choir rehearsal.
Oh, wow. I didn't know you was at choir rehearsal.
No worries. It's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
Salute to Liz.
Hey, SJ, how are you? It's good to hear your voice.
Whenever you want me to start reading, I'll start.
You can start. I got it pulled up on the screen.
Okay.
Appreciate you.
All right, and I appreciate you. Let me know when you want me to stop.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, all right. Lab-grown chicken is on its way to U.S. grocery stores. On Monday, the Food and Drug Administration officially gave the green light to Good Meat and its cultured chicken cell material. This manufactured food has been deemed safe for human consumption. Now, Good Meat just needs the final approval from the Agriculture Department before national grocers can begin selling the poultry. Good Meat, I got to add. I have an ad, it won't move. Okay. Good Meat's chicken has already seen success in Singapore. Good Meat is the cultivated division of food technology startup Eat Just Incorporated, founded in 2016 by Josh Tarek. The goal of Good Meat is to offer cell-based chicken without actually slaughtering animals. Famous chef Jose Andres has partnered with Tariq and the company to sit on their board of directors. He says this alternative to typically chicken is crucial. The future of our planet depends on how we feed ourselves, and we have a responsibility to look beyond the horizon for smarter, sustainable ways to eat, Andres explained in a press release. One lab-grown chicken company, Upside Foods, received FDA approval in November. They, along with Good Meat, utilize cells from chickens to make cultivated chicken goods. So the new chicken offering is meant to reduce animal deaths and greenhouse gases. Not everyone is sold on lab-grown meat. Many people on Twitter had questions regarding the safety of the food.
Okay. Appreciate you, SJ. Thank you so much. On the breaking
You're welcome.
news.
Thank you.
How you feeling?
I appreciate you. I'm okay. It's a terrific Thursday.
Yeah. Facts. Appreciate you. Thank you for stepping out of you said choir rehearsal?
Yes,
Okay.
anytime.
That was amazing. Thank you.
Amazing,
Thank
SJ.
you.
All right. Take care.
Thank you.
you.
You too.
All right.
Salute to the Wreck Mob. All right.
Salute. Peace. Shouts to SJ. Very dedicated in her work and man, and amazing in what she do. So, yeah. So the lab grown chicken is on its way to the US stores. It's already here, but
They just saying it's legal now. We letting you know what you've been eating.
Mm-hmm.
But remember, all of the stuff they're giving you is meant to alter your DNA. They're trying to force an evolution.
Pound that like button, y'all.
Right? Because you have to remember this. Whenever you eat food, your body breaks it down. And then on a genetic level, it stores information from that food. When you start putting these type of unknown, scientifically created cells in your body, they're going to assist in rewriting your DNA. This is why they have pushed so hard. Okay, since people like movies, I'm gonna just give this example here. You ever see, hey, for you, Rack, you ever seen a movie called Branded?
No, I didn't see that movie.
Okay, when you get a chance, you should check this movie called Branded out.
Okay. What platform?
It was on Netflix.
Okay, branded. I'll check it out tonight.
It's a Russian film from Roadside Production. This movie was about a man who was an advertisement. Okay, and he was during the Cold War during this time. This is what the film was based around. And what he did was he created this great marketing campaign and all this stuff for food. And when doing so, he killed his friend. So he went away and like lived off the land. This movie takes place in Russia. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
20. So while he out there, 20 years later, the chick he used to be with comes to him. You got a kid. It's time for you to come back, come home. He goes out and does this ritual where he kills this cow. This is a real ritual, y'all. That's why I say watch this. They like playing with the occultic stuff and showing you this stuff. It's a real ritual this guy does on the screen. Where he takes the cow. I don't know if they didn't actually kill the cow, but as far as the process of the ritual, it is real. And this thing was to give him, to open his third eye in a sense, so he could see all that wasn't there to be seen. Okay? He kills this cow, he does this thing, he burns it, put the ashes in in some water, pulls it over his head, and all this. He goes back, he doesn't see, for the film's sake, you don't see nothing. The whole point is he gets there, when he gets back to civilization, he starts seeing that everybody got these entities attached to them. All right. And he saw there was this big war between all the advertisers and companies. And it was these entities, and they were feeding off of people's desires. And now people were adhering to brands opposed to brands being designed around the people. What? Yeah. Okay. So now it gets crazier, right? Because the whole point of this is, at one point they pushed what on you all day long. I remember meat was the thing. Eat steak. If you was eating steak, you was eating good. Do you recall that, M.Reck?
Facts.
You eating steak, you eating good. Okay. Then it got to a point of veganism. Everybody's like, "Oh, you eat animals, you a horrible person," right? But what happened during that time? Monsanto has literally bought up all the farms where you get your vegetables from. They have genetically altered all the seeds. Anyone can look this up because they say they're doing it for the sake of humanity, because of climate change and the change of the atmosphere and how things are in civilization today. We can't grow the way we used to. The food can't be sustained and grown that way. So they've altered all the fruits and vegetables genetically. So now they pushing everybody. This is healthy. Eat vegetables, eat vegetables, eat vegetables. But you can't even grow the vegetables you eat in the store. You can't. When I was growing up, you come home with vegetables and things. They had seeds in it. We had a garden. My mother taught me how to garden and to grow tomatoes and cucumbers and watermelon and various fruits and vegetables. Now there are no fruits and vegetable seeds in the stuff you buy. Right? And all of the farmers, in order to continue to be subsidized to sell you food, they have to take those seeds that they're given. They're not allowed to pull the seeds from their harvest to reseed their land. So then how so now if it's not just this food is bad because this kind of food is bad for you. Now this food is genetically altered. How is it going to possibly be good for me when the people who are genetically altering it have this so-called plan to get me and many others off the planet? Why don't they go to Whole Foods? Where are they getting their groceries from? Right? This is what I'm saying. But here's the thing. If you 70% water, then you possess the water molecule. And what is the water molecule? It possesses microclusterization. This is the ability to retain the memory and energetic field of whatever it comes in contact with. This means if you take a glass of water and say loving words to a glass of water, the water is going to start to embody things and elements in it that's going to be healing and good for you. You can take and actually put healing and good energy into bad water and turn it into good water. They have taught us to operate. The thing is, they made us into animals. They made us into animals because of Pavlov's training. Go look up Pavlov. This is the man with the bell and the dog and the saliva. They used that and created compulsory education to teach children. What did they want to teach children? So that they could be what? Go out and create a better world? No, so that they would be workers. If you teach them as a kid to be a worker, when they grow up, what they want to be? Workers. So I say to a lot of people, yes, eat good for you. Eat good for you. Yes, if it's the vegetables and fruits and you like making shakes and this is what harmonizes and causes that harmony in your body, then you need to do that and do it. Go with your spirit on that. But if you start trying to find your way through the things that's out here, then you just going to keep getting trapped, because there used to be people took vitamins, but what? You know how many vitamin companies been being sued because the things that they claim in the vitamins are not in there? So the key is to go within. Your harmonious, happy, loving awareness that brought you about here to be and live in your full self and to share your special imprinted fingerprint of the spirit with humanity. Every person in this chat has a special gift that no one else on this earth possesses. That's how you are of service to humanity. Whenever you go out and you share that with others, you are in service. That is the natural order. So, believe it or not, most people going to been eating meat glue, so you probably will just end up, as the system continues on. Remember all these things that people said wasn't going to happen. I remember when people said, Big Brother ain't going to be following me. They ain't going to be telling me what I'm going to be doing. And now you willingly give them everything about what you're doing. What are you doing when you post on Facebook, on Instagram, and you show everybody what you're up to? What are you doing? Who's really receiving that data? Is anybody you showing it to the one that runs the site where the data is kept? That's the real Big Brother. Is they was going to get you to do it yourself. And how did they do it? All they did was swamp you with it. They gave you the good of it, the bad of it. They gave you people who was telling you how dangerous it was. They gave you people that told you how crazy it was, and they let them all come at you. And while you sit there and teeter and totter and try to figure it out, you're just living through it, because there's only now. Time is a construct of the mind to make sense of the fact that everything is happening right now. And you get to decide what that now is. And when you begin to understand that, then you look at this and understand exactly what they're doing. They're just trying to get me to pick a now that they want me to be in. But they can't make me pick it. It's my choice. Right? There's nothing to fight here, because in reality, there are only sectors and sections of reality. This has happened. You don't know how many times you've been here. You don't know how many times you've done this. You can't change reality. You can only shift to another section of reality that what you want to be happening is happening. You can't change anyone in your current reality. They are the perfect version of who they are to serve the moment that they are serving. But you can shift into another reality. There are infinite versions of everyone. The version of the people you deal with is based on your belief system of your inner world. You make that real. You get to decide that. And the more you start going within and addressing you, now ain't worry about what they doing. You're going to see that you'll start stepping into a world where they become more and more irrelevant. Right? Another thing I wanted to mention, the other day y'all had a great, Brother Reck always has great shows, but this show in particular to me resonated with me, where he was talking about the pedophilia and because I talked about this before. See, I told everyone that the whole agenda of gay people ain't behind LGBTQ. They're the scapegoat, they're the face. I told you, it's the pedophiles that's behind this. They're the ones. Because under the guise of that, they are bringing in laws to legalize the age in which a grown person can have a sexual interaction with the child. It's taken them years to do this. And the missing children, let me tell you something about that. Where do you think they are? Where do you think they're snatching these children from? Do you think they're taking them from loving homes? You think that is the majority of the missing children? No. I only asked you to do your simple homework to find out that these children are going missing from foster care, from group homes, that the second largest population of homeless people in America are children. You want to save the children? Take them off the street. The next time you see one of these homeless kids, take them off the street. Because that's where they're taking them from. And unfortunately, that's where they've been abandoned at. Okay, this is the reality of it.
Pound that like button, y'all.
Clinton is the one during his presidency that took that grant money and put it toward the foster care system. Go look into it. He's the one that made it easier for them to go in there and take your child and put it in the foster care system, and after 6 months, they could be up for adoption. So that was something I just wanted to share because I was listening and I noticed no one spoke on that. No one said it's our children in the foster care system. It's our children that we have abandoned to the streets and believe that they can't be saved. These are the millions of children that they are stealing and taking and feeding off of. They're right outside your door. So for the ones that care, the next time you see, and you see them every day, now that you bring your awareness to it, you'll see one as soon as you go out there. Help them. Buy them something to eat. Talk to them. See what's going on with them. See if you could be of service to them. Because you know what can happen to them out there. Right? What I'd like to always be able to share are solutions. You want to know what to do about the missing children, what to do about these things, what they're doing to the children? Go outside and help these children. Hollywood was invented because of the actual Hollywood, which was using Druid rituals. It's illusion. Hollywood tells you that magic has lights and dazzling spectacles and little children with glasses that can be run out and have adventures on your own. Another thing y'all need to understand, this is crucial. See, because you say, why are these men doing, why are they doing it? You got to understand that the mind of a pedophile on a basic psychological level works like this. Children can make their own decisions. Now, if that's the mind of a pedophile, what has Disney been giving your kids? Why is children going on adventures by themselves with adults in all these shows? Did you ever ask yourself that? Is that appropriate behavior for a child? It is from the mind of a pedophile. And that's why in every one of these adventures, they lose their parents. Right? So we have to understand that they play both sides of the fence. They play both sides. They're going to be the villain and the superhero, because how else are they going to control the whole perspective? So answer solution one to saving the children. Help these homeless children in your neighborhood. You can do nothing beyond your neighborhood anyway. If everyone is helping in their neighborhood, right, then what happens? Then we are in a better world. Right? If I find my internal happiness and share it with others, and you find yours and share it with others, and it calls them to find theirs and share it with others, then what does the world become? But how as a group of people who are all disorganized and confused within, supposed to come together and change this for the better? What makes a great leader? A great follower. I was a vegan, as well as I was a vegan before I was eating nothing but that when in the 90s, bro, when there was just these meat chunks and tofu that was poorly seasoned by my mother constantly. So I understand what it means to be a vegan and, you know, eat a certain way. I've also spent over 20 years doing internal Kung Fu and Dai Xingyi Chuan and Cho Xingyi and Chen Dai Ji Chuan and Biangun and Tongbei. And in some of those diets, and I've had the honor of being with Shifu Yaming, who is a Shaolin monk who deferred from the Shaolin temple. So yeah, I've eaten meat and I've learned to be a vagabond. When it all hits the fan and you can't access what you need, what will you eat then? What's going to happen when if the things that people really believe or feel is going to happen begin to happen, and they really shut this down on a certain level, you may not have the option to be the vegan and eat healthy. When you learn that your body has the ability to adapt and assimilate anything in it and transform it to whatever it needs to be, when you are operating on the highest level of your mental intentions, then you'll know whatever you need is always provided. So you don't try to jump ahead of it. You move within it. Fasting is important. You should learn how to not eat at all and just drink liquid water. If you go into ancient texts, the original man had no stomach. This is something that supposedly was added to us. There are people alive right now. You can look it up. That there are several men who they have found that has never eaten or drinking a thing in their life. They have only gone out at the crack of dawn every day, their entire life, stood in the sun, and absorbed all the nutrients they need. I'm not saying that any one of us could just go out and start doing that and not eat food. No, you don't believe that. The world is never going to be more than what you believe, and you'll never have more than what you believe. So what would be the most important thing? Changing your diet or changing what you're thinking?
Pound that like button, y'all.
That's the most important thing to change. What you are thinking, your mind. Where do you start with changing the mind? Your language. That's the first thing you work on, is your language. And the moment you start working on your language, you'll notice how many words and how many phrases and sentences that you use that do not serve you. Your language should always serve you. You should never use language as if you are a victim. The language must serve you. That's the first way. Now, the best way to start inside of the mind through the language is for 17 seconds when you first wake up in the morning. Rampage yourself with as much positive stuff as you can. My first go-to is to take, I'm so grateful I woke up. Breathing air. I love breathing air. Air is amazing. I take amazing deep breaths. I can't believe sometimes how deep of a breath. And you know what's else wonderful about air? It's like the universe in full display. Give, I breathe out, I take. I breathe in, I give out, I take, give, I take, I give. Wow, what a wonderful feeling. I'm giving and taking with the universe right now. We're giving and receiving. This is wonderful. Wow, my day is going to be amazing. All the things that are going to happen for me today. You know why I say that? Because they haven't happened yet. And since they haven't happened yet, I have full domain. Right? That I have full domain over everything going on in my head. So if it hasn't happened yet and it's all probable, why not lean toward the most best probable outcome? If something hasn't happened yet, and I'm thinking, well, man, this hasn't happened yet. So you know what? It's going to go great. They're going to love me. They're going to think everything I did was amazing. That's the way I think it's going to go, right? And you lean into that. And next thing you know, you can stop. You can stop. Just 17 seconds. Just 17 seconds. And then it's quiet. Just listen. You hear your own thoughts start kicking in and saying nice things to you. The next way you want to change is to meditate. And I'm going to help you understand what meditation is, because a lot of people say that with it being vague and very esoteric. It has no kind of grounding to it for someone who's never tried it to really wrap their mind around, to sit down and try to, and really not even try, but sit down and engage with it. Right? And meditation doesn't require you to give affirmations or say anything. Meditation is bringing you to the now. What does it mean to be in the now? It means to just be quiet. Close your eyes. Don't attempt to visualize anything or try to see anything or solve anything. Just notice what is and be what you are. Let the thoughts come in. See them. And notice that you are not your thoughts. That they are desperately trying to get your attention. Let them happen. And the next thing you know, you're meditating. And whatever your intuitive knowingness wants to tell you, it's going to tell you. I can't tell you what it's going to tell you. But it will tell you what you need to know.
Pound that like button.
The next step is I'll give you just some simple questions from the Sedona method that you ask yourself. Whenever something's bothering you, you just ask yourself this. Can I focus on it? And then you say, can I welcome it? Can I just let it be here? Just let the thoughts be here. Whatever's bothering me, whatever, just let it be here. And then it gets real simple from here. You ask yourself this. In this moment, just for now, could I let it go? And let yourself answer. And then say, would I let it go? And then say, when? And then take a deep breath. And it'll be gone. And then your intuitive knowingness can guide you from there. See, the only thing jamming you up is stories. The world is nothing more than stories. That's all it is. And what happens is we allow too many stories to start coming in and we let it get our attention. And what does it mean when we let thoughts get our attention? It means we begin to emotionally resonate with the thoughts. If it's about somebody doing us wrong, we start to feel the feeling of anger or anxiety come up in us. That's when we are resonating with that thought. And then we try to deny it and push it away and not realize that that's not how psychology works. They never taught us how our minds work. So we don't know. The more we tell ourselves, oh, I'm not going to worry about that. I'm not going to I'm not going to focus on that. The more we're actually just giving that story more real estate. But when we let the story in and observe it and let it go into the vast ocean of our awareness, then our intuitive knowingness, the awareness, that which you are, the God in you or God, whichever you like to call that, well, then you are in alignment with it and you can communicate and you can get your answers and you could be inspired to take your next step or action, or doors that just start opening for you, or phone calls that just start coming in, things that just start falling in line. The moment you get rid of the how in your life and replace it with why, you'll get more of what you want. That's what I wanted to share, Reck. I just want.
Yeah, no problem. I'm gonna go into the other videos you sent. Appreciate you. Pound that like button. Salute to the Rec Mob. Also, y'all could pre-order the episode of Spooky Hours series tonight, probably like in an hour. I'm just uploading it now. So make sure you bookmark SpookyHoursTV.tv. You got the episode 3, the gift. You can pre-order, dropping any day. So you can pre-order so you can have it in advance. And also episode 1 and 2 is available on SpookyHoursTV.tv. I appreciate y'all. All right, we about to get into this next video. Okay. Appreciate y'all. Salute to the Rec Mob.
A phone call from an Arizona ranch owner to the county sheriff after finding another dead body on his property due to all the human trafficking on our undefended border.
George Allen Kelly on the phone with Santa Cruz County Sheriff Dispatch after finding a Mexican national dead on his property. Kelly says he's living every rancher's worst nightmare, with human smugglers and cartel members just storming through his property at whim to bring immigrants over illegally with no repercussions at all. Border correspondent Allie Bradley is showing us what these ranchers are dealing with.
So what does this ranch mean to you?
Well, it's everything. Heritage, business, income, sentimental value.
Mr. Ladd's ranch has been in his family 6 generations, but he openly states the drug cartels control the area, and he's powerless to stop it, and he's not getting assistance from the supine Biden administration in Washington or the illegitimate Governor Hobbs in Arizona. News Behind the News has covered the border, but this personalizes how they've abandoned the residents.
The area surrounding Ladd's ranch sees constant foot traffic from cartel-controlled coyotes ushering in large groups of migrants. A sergeant running a border task force with the Cochise County Sheriff saying you can bet on 10 to 15 undocumented individuals walking across the mountains into the county every hour.
We're talking thousands of guys head-to-toe camouflage. We call them military males. Are between the ages of 15 and 30 is about 75 to 80% of what we're seeing. And they're all coming across with large backpacks.
Ladd says because the cartel is in control, they can never leave the homestead unoccupied.
The cartel knows when you leave. You know, they're watching us right now. They're watching when we drive up the road. They know that, well, I'm in a different truck, but they know where we're at. And if nobody's at the headquarters, they're going to come.
Let that sink in. 15 illegals an hour, not a day, an hour. And they're young males in camouflage carrying large loads, sometimes vehicles that are filled with people, and sometimes packs on their back. Mr. Ladd cannot leave his land unattended because if he does, by the time he returns, it will be occupied by vicious cartel members who would not hesitate to kill him or his family because their land is on the border and the cartels want it as an access point. Life and property rights mean nothing to them, but what is worse is that Mr. Ladd fears even to defend his property because he knows the state authorities will actually side with the illegals and arrest him if he defends his land. That's what happens when a drug cartel money becomes an encroachment on American politics. Arizona is becoming a narco state. One of the biggest problems has been Department of Homeland Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas, who lies repeatedly under oath that the border is under control, when the truth is that it's under the Sinaloa cartel's control, not the Border Patrol. Listen in.
Border Patrol Chief Raul Ortiz testified to Republican members of the Homeland Security Committee this week that the Border Patrol does not have operational control over the southern border. He went against his boss, DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas, who just last year told the committee that Border Patrol does have control. Take a listen.
Law enforcement is pretty simple, sir. You have to have capacity and you have to have consequences. And anytime you don't have consequences, you're certainly going to see some increases.
And what do those consequences look like is the big question now. Sheriff Mark Daniels is with us this morning. He is in Cochise County, Arizona. Sheriff, thank you. You and so many others in law enforcement are on the front lines of this battle. I know it must be frustrating to hear the politics around this and less about solutions. So I sympathize with you. I ask you the same question, though. Do the cartels have more control over the border as you see it than Border Patrol right now?
Well, good morning, Marty. And the answer is yes, they do. And the reason they have that is they have the will, they have the structure, and they're exploiting it.
So there you have it from 2 law enforcement officers who actually live at the border and go there, unlike Mr. Biden and his collection of sycophants who ignore a problem which is harming our nation beyond any singular form of measure. Did you ever think you would live in the United States where drug cartels from a foreign power not only have more manpower and firepower than the U.S., but is doing matters far worse? Did you ever consider that our elected officials would be on the take of a cartel's money to the point that property owners can no longer defend their land, even to the point of keeping people from physically taking and possessing it? Third world America is coming. For more news behind the news, go to AmericanMediaPeriscope.com. I'm James Madison.
Peace. Pound that like button, y'all. Peace, my brother. You want to elaborate on that?
Yeah, you see what I was saying though, huh? That's now. Look, look. What just happened with them over the, you see what I'm saying? They just did what? You know this is true because when would America let 2 of their citizens or 1 be killed and kidnapped? Right? And then when they got the guys in Mexico, tell the Mexican government, tell them, no, you can't have them. And they say, okay.
Facts.
Why the cartel wrote a letter apologizing. right? Because on this, I'm gonna get on this real quick. I'll touch on it. I'm not going too far down this road. This is a port of the probable realities they're hyper focused on. They want a World War III. This place ain't being ran by who you told it's being ran by. The values that they've programmed you and conditioned you into are not the values that they themselves practice. They want a war. They have been commanded to give a war because this war is going to lead to the reveal that there is other life out there. Now, remember, everything's foreshadowing. And you can go back to one of Ronald Reagan's most famous speeches where he said, I sometimes wonder if an alien life from another world invaded, will we put our differences aside and unite under one earthly banner to fight off a common foe? Okay? You got Chinese. When have you ever heard of Chinese men being caught at the border? When have you ever heard that the cartel is bringing people straight over people's land where they live? They've been bringing soldiers in from other countries now for the last almost 10 years. They've been doing them under the guise of drills. Okay? They've been doing them under the guise of exchanging tactics and learning with, because they're all under NATO now, right? These people never went home. And now the people you seeing coming over is not even looking like civilians trying to escape a situation. They actually look like well-dressed, fit men. And there's a difference between a fit man from the street and a fit man who's been trained. They don't stand the same. They don't walk the same. So they definitely been setting up for an invasion type style in America. That will be controlled. If you don't believe it, then you tell me why more than 200 sub-power stations was attacked in the last year. The last one was last month. So there's your proof that they are in large masses bringing young, capable men over to America. And we've been conditioned, that's nothing. We don't, well, they're young and capable. What's that supposed to mean? Because we Americans, we never got a taste of no war. Remember, we're the ones with 154 army bases in every country on the planet. We sleep over here. We don't even know what they do to people. We have no idea the psyop. You know that as an American citizen, it's legal for the government to experiment and test on you. You realize how long they've been testing on you? Half the people walk around don't even know the most reason most people get stopped by the cops, not only because they are being racially profiled, but because most people don't actually know the law. I'll tell you for a fact, most people, when they make a right turn, they don't make a right turn right. You can get a ticket for that right off the jump, because most people, they don't turn right into the right lane. They turn into the middle lane. No one drives a car apart. Nobody follows the law. Everyone is living off of what you would call, what they would think is like sort of common knowledge or really misconceptions, because most people don't actually know the laws. Right? America has been divided for years. And we still believe that we're this united place of truth and liberty when we're not even a country. We're literally a corporation. The Federal Reserve isn't even federal. How'd they get away with that? They bring in all these people in, and they telling the other guys to look the other way. Meanwhile, they're telling you these Border Patrol guys don't have no guns, but all the police in the city have been turned into like armed. They look like some video game, They're carrying way more ammunition than they ever had. So we clearly see, if that is the case, that they've taken the budget from them. Not to mention, remember, that's going on. I think it's the digital federal digital currency, right? They just had a coup in Nigeria because the banks took everybody's money and they tried to put them on a digital currency. Right now, as we speak, they're still protesting in France. The CBDC. Thank you. Healing Sounds. That is exactly what it is. In France, they're protesting this right now. While they're collapsing the banks over here, which they've already, remember, the banks have already been collapsed. We've been using a fractional banking. You're just now realizing, oops, there's no money in the bank. The money you put money in the bank, they took everything but 10% of your money and immediately put it on the stock market. We're all being represented by dead legal fiction. I only ask you to do one thing. Go look into Admiral Maritime Law. Look into it. Because the moment we all wake up to the fact that you are living by the law of the sea during war times, that's the only time that you're really going to see and stop what's doing. See, the only reason we all haven't, most people, they don't stop going to work, they don't stop doing these things that they feel and know that's eating at their soul, is because you believe that you can't survive. You believe that if I stop working, I'm not going to make money. Opposed to proposing another type of question to yourself. Is it possible if I pursue my happiness that I'll make more money? If you believe there's a God inside of you, if you believe you are awareness, if you believe in the universe and you're in tune with these things and that it works for you, then does anything in your life that seems to be something that's threatening or dangerous or something that scares you, is it really there to scare you? Is there a lesson there for you? Is there something greater in that moment you could find if you just get past the story of what may happen?
Hold on, good brother. Let me interject. We got breaking news, y'all. Breaking news in this Troy Ave Taxstone case trial. All right. Let me get to it right now, y'all. Give me a second. Where's it at? Where's it at? Where is it at? Okay, here we go. I got it right here, y'all. Let me see. Is this it? Let me make sure. Anyhow, hold on. We got breaking news. I might have to read it. I thought they had the video. Matter of fact, let me look on YouTube. Hold on. Let me see. And also, we got breaking news on that Spooky Hours episode 2 out now. It's live. I'm on pre-order out now, rather. Pre-order link out right now. Hold on.
Oh, and brother, you mean episode 3, right?
Yeah. Hold on 1 second. Let me see. Damn, I'm trying to find a. Damn it. Give me a second, y'all. Pound that like button. I'm trying to get the news story. Hold on. Anyhow, I got the news story. I'm gonna just read it. I'm gonna read it. All right. Give me a second, y'all. Breaking news. Let me see. These damn sites be having so many damn ads on it. How you got ads covering your headline of your story? God damn. Let me see. It gotta be on TMZ. You know they should have it. Let me see. All right. You know what? Give me a second, y'all. I'm trying to find a news site without all the ads. It's just like these shits got so many ads on it. All right, let's get it. I'm gonna just read it. So, breaking news. It says Taxstone convicted of manslaughter for 2016 shooting at T.I.'s Irving Plaza concert. All right. So let me go into the story. The hip hop podcast host was found guilty for manslaughter, assault, and criminal possession of a weapon for injuring multiple people and killing Ronald McFadder, Troy Ave's bodyguard. That's the homie Banger. Shouts to Tripe Gangster. Taxstone, the hip hop podcast host who shot and killed a man and injured others at T.I.'s 2016 concert in New York City, Irving Plaza, back, was convicted of manslaughter at a jury trial today. A New York State Supreme Court jury found Taxstone, whose real name is Darrell Campbell, guilty of manslaughter in the first degree, 2 counts of assault in the first degree, 1 count of assault in the 2nd degree, and 2 counts of criminal possession of a weapon in the 2nd degree. The incident stemmed from a feud between Taxstone and rapper Troy Ave. Troy Ave was wounded in the incident, and his bodyguard Ronald McFadden was killed after being shot in the chest. 2 others were shot in the incident. Troy Ave sued the venue and Live Nation over lack of security, while fans in attendance sued the venue and claimed they were trampled amid the chaos after shots were fired. Darrell Campbell was convicted of killing a man and shooting 3 others during a tragic and deadly confrontation in a packed New York City music venue, said District Attorney Alvin Bragg. Said in a statement, in addition to seriously injuring his rival and killing his rival bodyguard, Mr. Campbell shot innocent bystanders and put hundreds of other lives at risk. We will vigorously prosecute anyone who commits this type of deadly violence. Sentencing is set to take place on April 19. Wow. Wow. Pound that like button. I'm gonna have to take calls on this. Call me up. Let me know how y'all feel about this verdict in this Troy Ave versus Taxstone trial. What's the number? 310. I don't even know that. Damn. What the hell is the number? 598-2974. Okay, call me up. We're gonna definitely have to address this on this live. Peace. Mute your audio. Mute your audio. Mute your audio. Mute your audio. Hello?
Step man.
What's going on, step mommy?
Well, if he's guilty, guilty. That's the way it goes.
That's how you feel?
We shouldn't shoot firearms out of anger just because you get in a scuffle with somebody. That's kind of chicken shit, if you ask me. Pardon my French.
No doubt. I appreciate you calling in. Make sure you pre-order that episode 3 of Spooky Hours. All right, the link is in the chat room.
Hi, Talib.
Hey, how you doing?
Pound that like button. We got breaking news. Taxstone convicted on the shooting and killing of Ronald McFadden, aka Banger. Troy Ave, alleged bodyguard. I wouldn't even call him a bodyguard. I would say that's Troy Ave, homie or whatever that was holding him down. All right. Call me up. I want to know what the streets. Matter of fact, I want to hear from the ladies. I want to hear from the homies, but I'm going to hear from the ladies as well. Ladies, call me up. Let me know how y'all feel about the situation, because I always hear these dudes always talking. I want to hear from the ladies. How y'all feel about this verdict here? This Taxstone being found guilty on this on these charges. All right, the lines is open. Call me now while the lines is open, because I'm only gonna stay live for a little bit because we've been doing the show. This happened to break during the show, so I had to interject with this breaking news. Pardon me, my brother Talib. You know what I mean?
Oh, no worries, brother. I'm always right here, right now.
All right, peace. Peace.
Peace. Yeah, what up? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you got a lot of noise going on in your backdrop, my brother. What's happening?
Yeah, my bad, bro. I'm at work right now.
Okay, take it off speaker if you can. Take it off speaker. Oh. All right, call me up, man. I don't know what happened with homie. 310-598-2974. Peace.
Peace. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me better?
Yeah, I can hear you good, brother.
All right. So I just want to say that's fucked up.
Easy on the cursing. Be easy on the cursing. Yeah, you got it.
That's messed up. What happened to Troy Ave, and I don't see how he got guilty when he fighting for his homie in the situation that went down or whatever. That's crazy.
No, Troy Ave wasn't found guilty. From what I'm hearing, is tax tone.
Okay, I thought Troy was found guilty and Tax was found guilty.
Oh, I only see the tax tone. I didn't see the other news for Troy Ave. Where you seen that at with Troy Ave being found guilty?
Nah, I thought when you was explaining, or
Okay.
when it was playing, when you were saying, I thought that's what I heard. But all that, it's peace. I'm just saying if that was it, but as far as Troy Ave, that. But beyond that, I just want to say that Heavy Gems, shout out to the homie doing it, but he got to have a little more enthusiasm, man. 'Cause I ain't gonna lie, I'm falling asleep listening to him. Like, you know what I mean? He get more excited when he talks to SJ, but he kind of, he get kind of monotone or one tone. Play more clips as he explained it. You know what I mean? Bring the proof with the more clips, because that's valid. And you know what I mean? I feel like it would be a little bit more keep people interested a little bit more. But shout out to the Rec Mob, shout out to the homie, and shout out to you, M.Reck.
Salute, salute, my brother. Salute. Thanks for calling. Peace. Mute your audio.
Peace. What's going on?
Everything good brother. Can you mute your audio, please?
Say it again.
Can you mute your TV or your computer? Is bleeding in the show.
My bad. Peace. What's good?
Peace, good brother.
Yeah, man. Boy, the game is dirty right now, man.
Talk to me.
They playing dirty out there. They playing dirty out there in these streets, man. You know what I mean?
So how you feel about this verdict, man? You feel like Ronald McFadden got justice?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think so. You know what I mean? But it went down. What went down was, still a messy situation on both ends. You feel me? Because they ain't need to get that deep. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, affect a lot of people, a lot of families. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt, definitely is, man. But I appreciate you calling. Make sure you get that episode 3 of Spooky Hours. The link is gonna be in the chat room. All right,
my man.
Thank
Definitely,
you.
Peace.
So we live, man. We got breaking news. Tax Stone convicted of. Hold on. Peace. The phone lines is on fire. Mute your audio, please.
Hey, I think my audio is muted.
Okay. What's happening with you, Momo? What's going on?
So was this like some type of another like ritual sacrifice? Because Live Nation has been, they've been kind of running the numbers up with their whole contracts and everything that they do on their end. And I'm looking at the dates, and it looks like it adding up to 36666. So it's just it looks a little fishy. And then when I see Live Nation attached to anything, it's screaming sacrifice to me. Just my opinion. To me, just my opinion. It's screaming sacrifice. Hey, Talib.
Hey, how are you?
But it's very much screaming sacrifice.
Got you.
I feel that it is because the numbers. And you said this just came out today?
This just came out like in the last 15 minutes, 20 minutes.
And it got March, which is
it's 3/23/23.
However you flip them numbers. So it's a weird situation, and I'm just going to keep looking at what's going on. I just feel like
Yeah. Sorry. But Momo, you can get that pre-order. You can get that pre-order for episode 3 right now. The
I was
link.
about to ask you about that. So episode 3 is out.
Well, the pre-order is there. We got to tweak something. So give or take maybe tonight, tomorrow. But you could get your pre-order, and that pre-order link turns into the actual movie because I'm about to upload that. I just want to make sure all all the errors. There's no errors. I just want to make sure there's no error in the actual episode. But you can get the pre-order now, which is going to be the same link. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So
Yes,
I'm
I
put
know
in the chat
exactly
room.
what you mean.
You know what it is. You got the pre-order before, right? Episode 2, I believe.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Appreciate
Gemini.
that.
Yes.
Yeah, for Gemini.
Thank you so much. Shout out to M.Reck.
Thank you. Yeah, this is the gift right here. This,
M.Reck.
yeah. Wreck Mob. You already know.
Wreck Mob. Yes. Okay.
All right, Momo.
Thank you.
Peace. Yeah, so I'm gonna take a few more callers. Pound that like button on this. This is the Heavy Gym Show, but we got breaking news. We had to cover it. Tax Stone convicted of manslaughter for the 2016 shooting at T.I.'s Irving Plaza concert that involved Troy Ave and the killing of Ronald McFadder, aka Banger. Salute to Tribe Gangster, that's Banger's brother. I want to know how the people feel. I want to know how the streets feeling. Because really, Banger lost his life in this situation here. So let's speak on that man's behalf, man. Like, do you feel like he got justice, or we can't bring him back, but do you feel is that some type of justice for his family and his spirit, I guess, in a sense? Let's talk to that. You know what I mean? Because it's been really about Tax Stone, Troy Ave, but somebody lost their life. So let's be sensitive to that. Somebody lost their life. Pound that like button. But anyway, y'all can pre-order the episode 3 to Spooky Hours, the television show. The link is in the chat room. You can go to spookyhourstv.tv just in case if you don't got the link. It'll be up there, on the site, spookyhourstv.tv. So on that note, Talib, I want to say thank you. You want to address the people before we end the show?
Oh yeah, and I like to say that think the justice thing for unfortunately for him losing his life. You know what I'm saying? That's something that his family has to come to terms with, and it doesn't really matter if it is justice, because the reality is that his light is gone, and his family now has to deal with placing that type of hurt and pain and finding the good and finding the light that they were blessed to have from having him in their life. And that's the true challenge and the true story to me that sits here now, is that this individual and his family and everyone connected to him and knew him now have to relive that pain again, because this didn't happen yesterday. This is something that's been going on. So is that justice?
Mm-hmm.
But as far as to the Wreck Mob, thank you all. We should be doing another show again soon, and I'd like to share some more methods, and maybe we could go through a couple techniques together, and hopefully I could assist somebody out there that may need some assistance, and maybe impart with them something that can allow them to open up to their own true direction and light inside of them that allows them to get the answer that they need, because all answers are within. There is no answer in this world you will find outside of yourself. You can only use the outside world to just attempt to justify what you are feeling and knowing inside. And that's all I have to say. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, good brother. I appreciate you, man. You have a great night. Salute to that. So yeah, y'all, appreciate y'all. This concludes the show of Heavy Gems and M.Reck and Talib. We're gonna try to, tap back in with y'all real soon. Make sure you leave those comments on how you was feeling the show. You know what I mean? Leave those comments right now in the regular comment section. I appreciate y'all. Salute to SJ. Salute to the Wreck Mob. Go get episode 3 right now. The link is right here in the chat room, and it's gonna be on the website later for the pre-order, and it's dropping maybe tonight, tomorrow. You know, there's a few things like I gotta raise the audio here and there. So let me just check everything before I upload it. But you can get the pre-order now. That same link that you buy for the pre-order would be the actual link for the movie. You know how I do. It's the same way like I did the GIF and the close one. All right. Appreciate y'all. Thank you. Peace. Double deuces and bubble gooses. Gone. Leave those comments, y'all, right now. Leave those comments, please. Leave those comments. I need that favor, y'all. Salute to the Wreck Mob. Run the lights up.
Sneak dissing, we don't see the competition. I drop off a ransom note that your art is missing, nigga.
Pay us in full with the money, or she gon' get her fingers clipped off like Lil Sonny,
M.Reck.